All right, it is Crockett 36. It is 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, and after a hard day at UPS, we're going to press in and press on as I talk with Ted here, Gamerman01, and continue a game that between him and Oysteillo. This is the thread, if you can see that, accessanalyze.org. Out of box. OOB means out of box. Oysteillo+40 for the Allies versus Gamerman with Tech UDH map. And these gentlemen are both doing UDH for the first time, bravely, I would say. And it does take some getting used to. But here we are in round 5. And I'm going to drop this down a little bit because we're going to watch the. This is the right panel is the history, and the left panel is the actions. So let's see what happens. We ended last. We've done 2 different reviews. We're going to try to get to 2 or 3 turns today, although I might start the flag. But and we ended with the purchase of 8 transports, which of course is a foretelling the invasion of London. So let's go to here.
Randy, we actually got
No,
through
4.
round 6.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right. Round 6. Do we do 2 or 3 videos?
2. I think we did 1 through 4, and then we got 5 and 6.
All right.
Maybe. Yep. Oh, and I was wondering if you can get those videos to where you can see
Oh,
them
yeah. Let me
together.
see.
I mean later.
Okay. That's a great idea. Okay. Getting a little bit of, I'm just going to try to shut down anything I can right now. Let me, can you hear me, Ted?
Yep.
Okay, great. Let me go to YouTube. Uh, um, and let's see here. Go to my videos. This is my friend Schulte that I play games with. And
Logan's
that'll give
Heroes.
me say yeah, that's right. And then go from there to I'm just gonna go from there to my channel, view your channel, and then see if we can do this quickly. Hold on, it's gonna talk in a minute, and it's gonna be really loud. It's always does that. I gotta figure that out. All right, let's see if I can do no, it's not the place for it. Down here. Let's see. Popular videos, live streams. I saw it earlier. Uh, mm, Not feeling
You've done a
confident I can
lot of
pull this
videos.
out. I have done a lot of videos. Let me see real quick if I can do if I can search just the general. I think it was called review of I think it was called review of Oysteillo versus Gamerman. Let's see if a good old search will just pop that up. There it is. Rounds 3 and
There you
4.
go.
Access Analyze review of Gamerman 3 and 4
We must have
and
done 3
5 and
sessions.
6. But we did do 3
Only
sessions.
getting two done at a time.
All right. Okay, I did not review this one. I reviewed 1 and 4. Very good. Okay, great. Super duper. So there you go. That is the way it's done. And yeah, I even when I'm going on Access Analyze and I'm looking up stuff, a lot of times I will just go to Google because the search function seems to be a little bit better than the accessanalyze.org. But I could be totally wrong and not doing it right, but that's what I've at least what I've found. All right, let's go to so we are going to discover things that I haven't discovered yet. So here we go. Right panel, research token. And I don't think you did any research token. Game loaded. And you bought 10 tanks. There we go. Fast movers, one infantry, one artillery, two transports. You've got no transports on the board, I don't think, at this point in time, because the British and the Americans did a 1-2 punch with those fantastic heavy bombers, and one bomber for yourself. Combat moves, pretty small, actually. Um, Move into Scotland and attack on Ukraine. And then the combat's pretty slow turn for you. Looks like you're mostly, there we go. There's some movement. Here we go. Watching the arrows. Okay. And in the, nope, back to Finland. Okay. I'm just going to widen this a little bit. West Germany to West. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. Finland moving forward on the toward the Eastern Front, looks like. Oh, and moving forward to West Ukraine. And there we are, 10 unit armor placed in Germany, two transports and 112. Scrambling fighters there, I'm sure. Three, yep. All right. And there we go. Let me just minimize this so we can take a look at the German Empire. So here I was, okay, got some planes that are going to survive. And then no allied shipping. So no allied shipping. He did a 1-2 and used up everything. Yeah. And then no fear whatsoever. So doesn't need to think about the Atlantic Wall for a while. And he's got quite a number of planes, so he can now turn his attention toward crushing the Eastern Front. All right. If you're good, we'll move on to Russia.
Oh no, there's a lot going on there. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
So Sea Lion just happened,
Yes.
and this is a late Sea Lion. So Britain has a lot on the island going into this. So a lot was required. Um, a lot of men, a lot of tanks. And so now, after some good dice, there are 7 Panzers still on London. That means the Russians don't have to deal with them
Right.
for quite some time. So, um, the goal now is to just stall out Russia. The 10 tanks are paid courtesy of the United
Huh.
Kingdom,
Right.
and those 10 tanks are needed just to it's not obvious looking at this, but they are there to stop the Russians from advancing to East Poland.
Right.
The move to West Ukraine is just not being lazy. That will keep the Russians from just taking and holding Ukraine back. You can't just sit in Eastern Poland. So those things are significant. So I've calculated that Russia can't move into East Poland, needed those 10 tanks to do that.
Gotcha. All right. And right now, the Germans are going to be at um, 53 plus $58. And the Russians right now are 56. That's
Russians have
crazy.
war bonds,
War
and
bonds.
he's about to finish off the African cheese. He's going to
Yeah.
get another 7 a turn
Yep.
in perpetuity.
Right. Yep. Okay. All right. And we will continue on. Let's go with the purchases. Russia purchases 10 infantry, 3 mech, and 3 artillery. You now the numbers here, just for the territory, If you look to the right panel, about midway down, it says units 59. And here it says units 53, 63. Now, some of those are anti-aircraft. Three of these are anti-aircraft. Would you fault that at all? With superior money or even money? Um, Seems like he's being a little more passive. I mean, I don't think at this point in time you could say that Germany is going to win the game for the Al Axis. Um,
Right. You're talking about the Russian purchase right now?
yeah, I am. I am.
Yes.
It seems a bit timid.
It is. It's too
Okay.
slow.
Okay.
He needed to push the envelope there, push the edge. And I'm happy to see all those slow units, and I'm also scratching my head.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yep,
So,
you're right.
I mean, I think he almost could have done an almost equal purchase. I'm not the hugest fan of tanks myself, but you do need to be able to reach out and touch someone if your industrial base is back in Moscow.
Yeah.
So, okay, good. All right.
So we're in round 13 now, and so of course I'm dealing with that slow wall now, but it's better to have the pressure early and to start. I mean, he's getting close to spread of communism in Eastern Europe, and that's curtains.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so just some skirmish action that is successful, and he does do the cheese down in the Africa, Ukraine. The battles, I thought the battles went fairly well for him. Nothing special. Um, and then non-combats, and there he moves around. And then he is just posting up to oppose you on your
Yeah, he did a
way.
good job of that.
He did. And then places everything. Oh, he does place 3 in Novgorod. All right. So the Pipit Marsh stands between the two of you. Hmm. Interesting stuff right there.
It is.
So let's just take a minute. For one thing, the income 37 plus the 6 from war bonds. Unfortunate for you. And then we have a national objective um, with Lend Lease. Oh, wow. Okay. Um, Obviously, you had a lot of naval
Um,
stuff going on, and you were not able to make that happen. And then Lend Lease, and then spread of communism gets you to 65. $65. Wow. That is.
uh-huh.
Okay, so I just want to take a minute to note. So, oh, sorry. I think what's happening here is, normally speaking, playing a regular German um, advance, a non-Sea Lion. I just want to pull it in a little closer. If we were playing a non-Sea Lion approach and he had a normal amount of tanks in this area, he could not do this because those tanks would be able to shoot through right into Moscow. um, Tanks and mechs together. But because of your slow movers here, he's able to only put 1 in Bryansk, knowing he can be can opened, and yet you don't have any fast movers that could shoot to Moscow. So, pretty unique situation here, where we have 2 huge forces on opposite side of the Pippa Marsh. So that's a pretty unique situation. Huh.
So, like I said, I can't let him blow by me. Um, if I try to go for Moscow, then he could go for Eastern Europe. That's a pretty crazy scenario. It can go really bad. So the 10 tank buy stops him from advancing from Belarus. Now he could go to Baltic states, but then he's really risking Moscow.
Sure. Sure. Hmm. Wow. Okay. All right, let's continue on. Healthy Air Force here. Love that. The mechs. Artillery. Hmm.
Yeah, there's something to say there too. Before I say it,
Yeah,
Oysteillo's a wily veteran. He's played a lot of games. He's really good.
sure.
And it's easy to see what you think your opponent could do better because you're trying to anticipate everything. And so when
Yes,
they don't do that, generally you think, well, they missed something there. But on the other hand, if they surprise you and make you panic and they do something that you didn't anticipate, the opposite is also true, that you're also a really good critic of your opponent's good play.
sure.
So, like I said, I was really happy about this the slow buy in Moscow that I won't have to deal with for quite some time, and I have time to evacuate London and get those
Right.
tanks back on the ground. So I don't have time, but he just gave it to me. But if you look over his massive forces, which are very impressive, uh, there is not a single tank there.
Hmm.
And a tank or two would really be useful for threatening. He could use some blitzing,
Sure.
blitz and blitz back, but even threatening to punch through into Eastern Europe, that threat is not there.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And there was a few occasions where I could just control a territory and the mech were harmless and couldn't go through.
Gotcha. Just looking at players, the units on the board. Rarely do I see this, but the Russians have actually more units on the board, so that is one of the advantages of this. Um, and then the Germans have 113. They've got sizable forces stranded on London, and of course the Russians have Soviet Far East troops. Not too many, six, I think.
So
Okay,
the two transports, I'd kind of missed this. The two transports are not threatened by anything. They don't need any protection, and I can begin evacuating 4 units a turn off of
amazing,
London.
amazing.
So yeah,
Yeah, I certainly, have um, appreciated his play, but his movement in the '92 and then subsequent air attack, which killed your navy and was so necessary, but that was all very, very costly to play catch up because of the neglect of um, my one of my first rules, which is never play a sea lion game. So I just played a game of Imperial Borders, and I played England, and I'll tell you that I hate playing England in Imperial Borders.
Hmm.
Um, but I did one risky attack beginning, did not fare well, and basically the rest of the game was don't lose London. So because I think it's so discouraging to do. So, anyways, let's keep going. The Japanese bought one armor, one carrier, three destroyers, six infantry. So that is seven for the ground and four for the ocean. So let's see what they do for combat moves. Let's let the animation carry us away. Let me see if I can do this. There we go. Okay, so okay, some skirmishing, and then little taking that bonus away, and then an attack on Celebes and Quang Si, I mean, and Shan States and Buryacha. Success, success. Oh, they're still moving, still thinking. All right. And down in the combats. I don't think there's any unusual, but tell me if there is. Um, let me open this up again. Attack.
yeah,
Okay.
there's not.
Taking out of transports. Okay. So and then taking over. Oh, there's a little lucky defense. So let's go to non-coms.
So that was an airstrike on Shan State.
Oh,
Uh,
that's
pre
right.
prevents UK allies can't possibly take Malaya then.
Ah, gotcha. Malaya ended up being a pretty contested area, worth $3, but also $5 bonus for Anzac, so $8 bonus. You finally brought your carrier back out of the long
Right. You have good
sojourn
memory.
into the South India,
Yeah,
South
it
Indian
terrorized
Ocean.
some transports over there.
Yeah, another one of those do not lose the transports. So okay, and stacking up in 35 and reinforcing, and French Indochina placing units. Okay, grounders, 4 infantry in Japan, and all your ships in Season 6, and collects $50.
So I'm running with only one complex, and like Adam, I'm a believer in transporting Japanese to the mainland. Now I have a
Gotcha.
very different situation here. I suffered the Yunnan Gambit. I didn't handle it very well. He's got 14 units in Anhui that can go in all those different directions. So it's a good thing I don't have a complex that he can knock down.
Right.
Um, but it's pretty crazy here trying to beat back Chinese hordes with one complex. And the
Yeah.
Americans are down there in 54 just ready to cause havoc.
Mm, gotcha. All right. Good. Okay, let's see what the Americans do. You do not
Oh,
want to you do not
there
want them to
is
have Carolines.
there is let's see, is now the time? No, I'll wait.
Oh, you'll wait? Okay. All right, let's go with the American purchase. The American purchase is one heavy bomber, 2 fighters, 4 subs, and 2 destroyers. Okay, so you put 4 into the water. He's putting 6, possibly eight into the water. Let's see what happens. Combat moves, not too much. Taking out the blocker destroyer, and then nothing spectacular about that. And then um, non-combats. Let's watch the animation. Okay, so he's bringing the ships. Oh, he's finally got a navy,
Mhm.
an Atlantic Navy. Yay for the Americans! Finally have an Atlantic Navy. Okay, little convoy, and everything goes into the Pacific. Cost of blockade blocker 3 lost, and making $77. All right, let's take a look at the American position. So pretty strong here. Let me back off a little bit. Um, see a little bit more. Okay, so Gibraltar is certainly got a lot of forces. Got some planes, 2 transports. 2 transports is not yet going to do much against that. And okay, and then okay, so here we do have no reserves. So this 91 force is it right now, which means that London will not be liberated anytime soon. The pressure is uh, on the Japanese, and there's a convoying submarine, as well as the possession of the Celebes, although he's being convoyed, and then the huge force in 54 with transports, 3 transports, and then Hawaii is fairly empty, except for 2 fighters. anti-aircraft. All right. Um, move on to China. China is going to buy one artillery and 3 infantry. Combat moves, and he is going to take some easy free territory. Nice. Wow. Um, and then non-coms. Okay, moves his fighter up to Anwei, clean up, and places this stuff in Anwei. Oh, Szechuan. Okay, so Szechuan. Szechuan.
I don't understand that.
Why does he place in Szechuan?
Yeah, I don't know. They should have been an Onway. It would be a nightmare.
Huh.
So I'm thrilled to see that.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, obviously, I think he's making sure that you don't put 6 infantry in
Mm,
Yunnan, but
yeah, but he's
that could,
loaded on India.
but he could slip some of those over to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. He makes good
Hmm.
money, $19. Plus the five is 26. Actually, plus the six is $26. So I mean, amazing. Um, all right.
Yeah,
Uh,
if you're going to deal with China making 26, you better have a lot of planes and a lot of transports, and that is what I have.
right. Right. I've seen Andrew A. Gamer play a stiff competition, and all he had on the mainland was French Indo.
Oh,
And yeah, it's I reviewed one of the games. It's against Farm Boy. Check it out. It's pretty interesting. He lost. But he was formidable. And it was the Rock of Gibraltar. Okay,
yeah,
so
right.
he had an air base there that could reach over Carolines, and he was playing this mind game over the Carolines between French Indo and anyways. All right, let's see what he does. So he moves back to Egypt. Okay, he moves over to no, moving away from the Russians. Doesn't need to protect them anymore, I guess. And then brings everyone to Gibraltar. Brings a transport over. Burma surges, places units, and turn complete. Collects $8.
British turns will be fast now.
Yes, yes, they will. Carrier and a destroyer. Okay, well, we got a new navy. Wow, wow. So you got some money there.
Yep. Med's empty.
Yep. So you're gonna move up, and you're gonna move back to East Poland, and I'm sure the Germans are gonna follow suit. Um, nope, you're thinking about it, and you do. And combat in East Poland, and you
Yeah,
succeed.
how you like those Italians? Big ol' whiff.
uh, and then we have some repositioning and southern. No, nothing to worry about. Look at that. Nothing to worry about. Um, all right, you do place down there, clean up, carrier, destroyer, 97. Turn complete, $17 plus the five, $22. I'm sorry. I said that nothing to worry about, but there are 2 transports over here.
Yep.
But besides that, it's just pretty inconsequential. All
Doesn't
right.
take much when there's no aircraft that can reach.
Right. All right. The Anzac buys a transport and destroyer. Their combat moves are to post up as a blocker. I'm assuming no, killing something.
Oh, yeah.
No. Okay, there we go. Moving in to take away the convoy. Battle in sea zone goes well. Non-combat and flies home. Picks up off of New Zealand and drops them into New Guinea. And places in 62, collects $20. All right, and then now there's no combat move. Let me just show. Oh, there are combat moves. Here we go. Surging forward into Libya. The French surge forward into Transjordan. They undo that move. Undo. Destroyer to 71. To, okay. Yep, he did do that. Okay, let's take a look real quick at the numbers right now. So as far as units go, the as far as income goes, the Allies are at 195 and 130. That looked very bad mid game, but it's looking better for the Allies right now. 158 to 107. Obviously, this is the Allies' apex at the end of the year. 304 to 232. 1926 to 1615. So at the Axis, when that was loaded up at that time, it's a little higher, 133 to 180, 180 to 133. All right, let's proceed with the next turn. Round 8. What will we do? Any research? Nope, no research. Okay. Okay, do a comment. 2 Anzac on 1. That's right, you can do little comments. Okay, and then you buy 8 mechs, 1 tank, 1 destroyer, 2 subs. Okay, you are building that navy up, and the Allies are not going to be able to keep up. And wow. So then, all right, and not too many combat moves. Mostly taking over Erie and Baltic states, and a move to Ukraine.
We got to stop the Russian builds in the Ukraine.
Yep.
They're swarming enough.
Yeah. All right, and success. I don't think there's any big battles to be aware. Pretty skirmish. There's only skirmishes. There we go. Bryansk. Okay. And it's funny, you review a few of these games and you realize that the large battles are few and far between. Um,
Hold that thought.
yeah. Okay. Coming up, huh?
Yep, another one.
All right. Okay. And thinking about how to position himself. Let me just do the place, and then I'm going to do a zoom over. Ships going to 112, and everything else goes into Germany. And let me take a look at the income. 53, 58. Okay, let's take a look real quick. Okay, so you're posted up. Oh, I need that out, don't I? And go into territory. Yeah, this is in the wrong area again. Okay, so this is 61 units in Belarus. Then obviously you've got the 7 mech that can actually follow, plus the 6 planes. So that's 61, 68, 73. And then you have 67, but with plenty of reserves units in Ukraine as well as back here in Germany itself. All right, let's see what happens. The Russians buy pretty consistent. Oh, 7 artillery. Okay, so that is slow but offensive. So appreciate that. 3 mechs.
They bought a complex.
Oh, he bought a complex. That is hard to see, dude.
Yep, you got to
Okay,
see that though. It's Russia.
that's
I
right.
had
A
to point it out.
complex as Russia. Okay, I'm trying to guess where that's going to go. Huh. All right. Rostov, I'm assuming, or Caucasus. Rostov? Hmm. All right, let's see where that goes. Combat moves: Karelia to Finland, Vyborg to Finland, Russia to Bryansk, Belarus to Baltic States, Bryansk. Okay, combats and skirmish action. Russians win. Skirmish action. Russians win. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, he is definitely piling up. He's got a little bit of a reserve. Caucasus, maybe? Okay, a little skirmish. Posting up for resistance. And places units. Novgorod. Okay. Russia. Iraq. Wow. Huh.
Yeah, weird.
That is weird. The only thing that is 30 makes $1 from war bonds this turn and then goes all the way up to $60.
That was my bright idea to play war bonds +1, and so he gets them with Russia early, and
Nice.
he just is killing me.
Okay, so he left these here.
Yeah,
So
so the Italian carrier buy had dual purpose, and one of the big ones was to threaten the big Russian money. There's two planes on
ah,
Rome, and they can strike those red territories along with the transport. So he's got to stay home there.
no kidding. Hmm, no kidding. Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here and we think about pinning and we think about this World War One like stalemate that doesn't seem to have any resolution anytime soon, particularly when you are buying mechs this time as opposed to tanks, and he's buying artillery that in Moscow. So this doesn't look like it's moving anytime soon. I could be wrong about that, but it doesn't look like it.
No,
I
you're
would
right.
assume I would assume that he's trying to crush Japan faster, but I'm also that's also curious because honestly, China's doing a pretty good job.
So
$15.
yeah, on the tank buy that where Germany bought 10, um, it's a classic example of a situation where tanks are the best ground buy that there is, and that is when you have limited production capacity. Now,
Ah,
normally we don't call Berlin limited, but it is limited to 10.
right,
And so 10 mech there weren't going to do the job.
right.
10 tanks put a lot more defense in East Poland when it was needed.
Hmm, very good.
That's rare.
Yeah, yeah, very good. Hmm, excellent. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I
Or
love the fact
if you
he's
have
in
a
Finland.
remote,
Wow.
go ahead.
Oh no, I'm
Yeah.
just surprised he's in Finland.
Yep. So I let him take that because I could pound it back.
Right.
Um, it's worth 5 to Russia for a turn. Um, but I'll kill a man that's out in the front lines.
Sure.
It's interesting. He had a stack of mech in Leningrad that where he could have really made a bid
Yes.
to advance into Scandinavia, but he must have determined that he's got to take the stand in Belarus.
Hmm.
I was
It's
happy
funny.
to see that too.
It's funny that I mean, in this situation, obviously he could have bought himself, fall back to Bryansk and push into Finland. I like that a little bit better because of what I'm calling the pizza dough strategy in the Pacific. The only pizza dough strategy that you have the option of for Russia is to go to Finland and Scandinavia. In fact, I will show you something that I'm working on right now.
Mhm.
I'm working on my own. I'm calling that the Karelian knot, and I'm trying to figure out how to make Karelia just as annoying as possible for the
Mhm.
Axis, and it obviously does take away from Moscow, but it is hard for Germany to ignore this.
Oh yeah.
Um, so, and I mean, if he gets into Finland with this, Germany then is talking about, possibility of losing a $5 bonus, or
Mhm.
as well as, of course, planes can so easily get here from London, which I've built. Anyways, it's one of
Wow.
the experiments I'm working with. it's
Moscow's
very
secure. Yeah.
it's very resupplyable. I'm playing the computer, so they're not very smart or fast, but
Yeah.
I'm just trying to develop the strategy before I put it
Okay.
out. Very resupplyable. Anyways, I'm playing around with it right now, but
Yeah, Scandinavia is a gold mine, both
yeah, it
sides.
is. Yep. So pizza dough. Okay, so here we go into the Japanese turn. Two artillery, 8 infantry. That's 10 units for headed toward the Asia mainland. One destroyer and one fighter. Okay, so what are
Believer
we?
in maxing out the production capacity.
Gotcha. All right, and
We're going in.
is this real? This is real.
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay. Do you battle? You've obviously battle calc that, and
Yep.
I'm assuming you're attacking with a plus 90. Um,
Yep.
wow. Okay. Did he really let you just get away with that?
Yep.
Wow.
But
Oh my
I'd like to
goodness.
show you. I had some pretty good trickery set up. You don't usually get away with it with a veteran player, and I was surprised. But a simple double block was all he needed, so he did not see it coming. And if
No
you go
kidding.
back to the beginning of the combat move, so before I moved anything, I
Yep.
can show you what he
Yep.
probably
Let's.
missed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have four fighters, four planes on the Carolines that look like they can't really land. The key is those four planes on the Carolines. So from the Philippines,
Yep.
you have three carriers and six planes there that can obviously all hit. So then it looks like you can't take in the four planes from the Carolines, but it's
Right.
sneaky. I have a carrier off of FIC even without a naval base, it can get within two spaces of 54.
One, two.
So those planes can land.
Mhm.
It's 3 to 54, and then they got to come back two.
Sure.
So they need the carrier off of FIC, and then there's a carrier up in SIC, up by Japan, um, that can come down three spaces. Let's see. I'm not used to this map. They would have to come down to, well, the Carolines are
Yep.
two spaces back. So I can take in 10 planes, not just
Wow.
six.
Wow.
And that tips it.
Right. 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 Yeah.
So this,
I'm always looking for what I call rotation, where the planes can fly and then they can land on a different spot or a different carrier. Hmm. Wow. He did not see that.
so
All
this
right.
one's rolled on the forum, and I don't know if you want to look at it. I found the page so that you could get
Yeah.
there
Go ahead.
quickly if you want. So if you go to our game thread, it's apparently on, well, I might have mine in a different order than yours. It's page 9 for me.
Okay. Let's see if
Um,
I can find this.
I do most recent first, so it might be page 21
All
or so for
right.
you.
Let me look that up again. Uh, page
Because I thought
nine,
about you with
you say?
when we have to roll on the forum and then
Let
you
me
don't
just
see it in AAA and you like to see those dice in the big battles.
all right. Let me get there. This is your
There
tech,
you go.
and you said page nine, I think is what you said.
It is for me, but I go in opposite direction than a lot of people do. Let's see what turn it is there.
All right.
I, t- uh, oh, you're on 6, yeah.
Okay.
Oh shoot,
Whoops.
you might have a different amount of posts per page too, so it might be a little I can
Ah,
give you a date.
okay.
September 4.
September? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I think
Okay.
so. Yeah,
Let's
September
see here.
4.
Let's go with 14. See what comes up. May. Oh, wow. Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, we haven't been, we started it in about January, February. We haven't been going very fast.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Let's go to 20, 19.
Hope this is worth it.
Yeah, yeah. Round nine? No,
It's
we're
an
in round
8.
eight, right?
Yep. So you're close.
Close. Yep, yep, yep. All right. And 18, maybe? Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Dice spots for September 5th.
Start on the 4th.
Okay.
Yeah. Multi-day battle, waiting for casualty choices, difference in time zones.
Yep. Now, normally speaking, it wouldn't be this sort of uh, difficult to do, but obviously something went wrong. Oh, there you go. Wow. Look at this. Okay, so this is the way it used to be.
Yeah,
What was
right.
that? What was that? What was that program called? A battle map?
Um, yeah, that was the map that we used. And then the command for typing in the dice was a little bit different than this, but same idea. It would actually, yeah, it was similar.
Okay, so here we
So
go.
we do fleet battles online when there's a bunch of destroyers and a bunch of subs because the biggest thing is AAA will require casualty choices from like airplane hits prematurely.
Oh,
You should be able to wait to choose casualties until you see all the dice from the other side, but AAA will
oh,
demand casualty choices when it shouldn't.
really?
Yeah, so that's a
Oh
big
my
problem.
goodness, that is a big problem. Huh. All right. Okay, so you 54. The Japanese have five. Okay, right there is the five subs, two destroyers, three cruisers, two battleships, six fighters, four attacks, two bombers. Japanese attack group, naval versus groups of air rolled separately. All right. So in your five, you can see this, right?
Oh yeah, I've got it on mine too.
Okay.
So it looks like I
Okay.
typed there that that's 10 hits total, which was right at average. So that's uneventful there.
Okay. All right. And I'll assume maximum defense. You damage the battleship and three carriers, lose three subs, two destroyers. Allied defense. And this is a hit. Zero. Is this not a hit? No, no, no. Oh, three. Okay. And then one hit.
So that's
No.
miserable.
Oh my goodness.
But I messed up on typing in the fours, so haven't rolled the fours yet.
All right. Is that the force?
Yeah, which is also not great.
Mm, wow. Wow.
So
Hmm.
now, he apparently missed the attack, and now he's getting diced.
Huh. Wow. All right. So then you sink two carriers and damage two battleships. Okay. And then that's it.
No, that was just to post it so he could see it.
Oh, I see. I see. Gotcha. All right. Japan has wow. Okay. One whole CV, two damage. Okay. And then three hits there, two hits there, three more, five. Oh wow.
I didn't remember it being this devastated. Now I'm embarrassed.
Huh. Wow.
So that was
14
14
hits.
hits with 10.7 average.
Wow. Hmm. Okay. Save file. Uh, okay. And then the allies, four, five. 9. Okay.
I got to go to the next page.
All right. And then round 3.
So, well, that 9 hits was really good. So a little makeup.
Hmm. Hmm. And then you get a huge amount again. And all right. Um,
Let's see, is that his defense?
uh, UK.
Sure.
Uh,
But it was bad enough that let's see, I was able to save a carrier.
okay, gotcha.
I didn't even take hits to the carrier. It was such a coup. Um,
Wow,
and so that's tricky too. You got to predict the dice and stuff, but
sure.
no, normally players a big battle like that, they'll just take off all the weakest units first, sink all the carriers, and they're just happy if they won. But I had such lucky dice, I saved a carrier
Huh.
and
Yeah.
still had 2 subs to survive. Couple
Wow.
flaming battleships, and so that is of course a major sigh of relief for me. I just eliminated the American fleet and came away with valuable units to spare. So once
Hmm.
again, a a a big battle goes my way and I needed it. That's kind of the story of this game.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
That was
Hmm.
probably the one of the biggest.
Wow.
I mean, the invasion of London went well for me too,
Yeah, big time.
but yeah, I had catch up after France blew up on G1.
Yeah, you definitely have now gone way past
I
the
think so, probably.
the luck quotient.
I'll tell you what, Oysteillo is such a great guy. I mean, I don't know. I hear the Norwegians are chill. I don't know very many Norwegians, but with all that devastation, I mean, he's pretty unflappable. Just comes back and
Gotcha.
makes the next move.
Yep.
So I like
All right,
taking,
let
looks like I
me
took Alaska
get
too,
this
even though he's
through,
got subs
and
up there.
then let's just okay,
There you
and
go.
then just gonna do the place in Japan, season 6, artillery, and 3 in infantry in Kwangtung. Turn completes. Cost lots blockade 4. Collects 44. Ends with 44. Okay, so let's take a look at where Japan is. So we have um, okay, so we have some planes landed back here, bombers, some ships there. Um, just wondering what the reserves for the Americans are. Looks like they are all the way back here. Wow, that is wow.
And he has no transports, so Alaska's mine.
Yikes, devastating. Huh. How in the world is he still in this game? That is amazing.
So it
Um,
looks like I had to give up some targets. Like Japan didn't get much money there because I have to
right,
let Celebes and Java go. The east coast of China, um, whatever happened there, it's still Chinese.
right.
Um,
All right.
but
Let's see
I'm a
see if
big
the yep.
believer in units on the board are more important than income.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. Let's go to the Americans. See how they strike back.
Hmm.
They buy infantry. Okay. Wow. I did not expect to see that. Um, wow. Okay. So he buys 3 infantry, 1 artillery carrier. Wow. Huh. Heavy bomber, 2 fighters. Wow. Huh. All right. I mean, I'm a little surprised because I would think you'd have to have a huge Navy purchase in order to get yourself in the same ballpark as the Japanese Navy. And this is a rather small purchase.
Wait
Okay.
till you see where he places it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. And Battle for Sea Zone 2 is just killing the
Heavy bomber against
transports.
transport. Who's gonna win?
Huh.
Oh,
Oh man. And he lands them in America? No, can't be. Okay. He's in the 92. What? Oh, okay. All right. He wants to keep those subs alive. No, yes, he wants to keep those sub alive. Okay, placing units. Eastern United States. Oh my goodness.
yeah.
No kidding. No kidding. No kidding. Huh. Huh. Wow.
And the transport at California is probably for Alaska, so it's not
Right.
going out into the Pacific.
Wow. Um, I mean, I saw the end of the game and it looks better than this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I didn't remember this
wow.
point.
Yeah.
Dark days for America.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, was it last turn he lost both London and Calcutta, and now he's lost his entire fleet. Wow, I can't believe he's still in this game. It's amazing.
He's good though, in a lot of ways. He's good.
Yeah.
Um, if you look at the American TUV,
Let's see here.
or to look at the different powers,
Yep.
you have to go up.
Yeah. America TV.
They're
It
weaker than
is.
Russia.
That is amazing. No kidding. Oh, that is amazing. And the British together are still, you know, unless you combined Anzac. Anzac is fairly wow, that is Russia is really holding this thing together. Russia and China are holding this together.
Okay,
Uh,
and since you say that, uh, this is just Exhibit Z. I years ago observed a very interesting phenomena. I don't know that I've ever seen a game break this rule, and that is um, if the Allies or whichever side controls most of Russia and including a lot of Eastern Russia, so Russia's strong and China's strong, the Axis don't win those games.
sure.
Like
Right.
never. And
Right.
if
Right.
one side, if each side has one of them, then you have a tight game.
Yeah.
If the Axis also, if Axis have China dominated and Russia dominated, like Adam did against me, they
Sure.
always win. So
Gotcha.
it's quite the barometer.
Hmm. Very good. Very good. So, I mean, if we do look at the big hotspots that are important, which is India, Moscow, Egypt, and London, there is one fail on that. That's London. But as far as Moscow and Egypt and Calcutta, they are completely safe, and China's strong. Let's see what China does. China is going to move. It's going to chip away. Okay, they're going to do some combat. Let me go over to history and probably pretty simple stuff. Okay, and Chinese win, Chahar, and Jahol. Oops. Okay, and skirmishes. Okay, and China wins. Jahol, back and forth. There we go. And China wins. Okay, and non-comps. Okay, places units. Okay. And Yunnan. Okay.
So I think
Okay. So he's
that's,
he's coming he's coming into Yunnan with the British, I would suppose.
yeah.
Okay, and $24. Let's get a little closer. I just want to take a look at China since that is where the Allies are doing some stuff. Okay, so here, skirmish lines everywhere. Very good.
So it's interesting. If you look at Anway, look at him at the beginning of the turn, he has a very scary force in Anway right in the middle there. He has 5 and 4, and he just dispersed them in all directions. And at the end of the turn, there's not much on Anway. And let's see, he placed them in the back. So he's worried about me spreading and grabbing income. I would think you would place the whole purchase in Anway. You would laser focus on Shantung, Kangshu, try to deny the Japanese. But if you look at the sea, you do have, this is probably why he did it. I've got 5 transports that can hit the eastern coast. So he's given up on that.
Right, right. Okay. A little more traditional. This is where we usually see the power struggle right here between these two.
So
So
this is
love
my
this.
first game back to out of the box in about 6 years. And so I'm used to the China garrison rule. I'm really happy that I don't have to leave men in those territories. But the Burma Road NO of 6 is a big reason why people do the Yunnan bid.
Sure,
He's collecting that 6 the entire game, and it is a heavy load for me.
it is.
In the balance mode, they mod, you got me saying mode, they reduce that to 3 so that that NO isn't so extremely important.
Huh. Okay. All right. All right. We're on to the UK. We buy mech and an infantry.
Oh, if I can slip something in there too.
Oh yeah, sure, sure.
So even though Oysteillo has taken so many blows and I've been able to trick him here and there, he's got such a strong position because he understands the fundamentals of out of the box. You you go grab the Russian money in Africa. If you can keep the Germans from taking over Russia in Moscow, if you can spare a few units, that's what you do. So he's secured a massive Russian income, and then using the Union bid, he denies the Japanese um, even disrupting that NO. So it's textbook, I think, for how you, two very important things you do with the Allies, and it's allowing him to absorb a lot of blows.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, that's true. I when I play Schultze, I can show you so many times where I get diced, and yet I still end up a lot of times winning. And a lot of that is positioning, and a lot of that is income. And sometimes, sometimes you don't need to fight a battle. In fact, um, the only time I win a battle against Schultze is when I make it so strong that he chooses not to fight the battle. And a lot of times he'll just see a battle that I would think, yeah, you fight this battle and you'll and then you quit, resign, and I'll fight the battle for him. And he's got a good enough computer up here that he predicts that he surrenders before the battle because he knows he's going to lose the battle. But you're right, he is making that 6 here, and then also the 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 extra dollars. So 19 plus 6 is 20, $5 extra for the Allies when they don't have it. here. So amazing. Very good.
So it's
Love it.
funny too, because
Yeah,
when Oysteillo lost Britain, he was pretty demoralized, and unless he's playing me, which I don't think he is, um, he was like, in my experience, just that's it. I'm not gonna win when you
yeah.
take Sea Lion without very heavy losses. And then for several, he talked like that for a while, like you're winning by so much. I guess I'll just do another round. And I've been coaxing him to keep playing until he beats me. Is probably what's going to happen.
Very good. Huh. Okay, so he does move into Yunnan with some of the forces there.
Here comes the
Um,
bombers.
the bombers.
Yeah, that another thing was when I attacked his big stack in China, kind of tricked him, I think, there too. We weren't used to the map. Uh, Planes from Guam could come swooping in there. And I took out all three of the Indian fighters, and
Ah,
that was huge because now I've only been dealing with UK ground in the Pacific map, which is a lot more doable. But party's over. He's bringing two bombers back from Erie.
gotcha. All right. Let's take a look. So he did not put a ton in here. I'm sure he's because of your your fight in the South Pacific. This is Yunnan looks like it can stand a little bit more. Doesn't have quite the fighter support it would normally have. Two here, and probably these bombers could reach from Carolines, but probably that's it. So I'm sure he's done a battle calc on this and knows that this
Yeah.
can stand. I would think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And now you do have. Uh, I can't imagine him wanting you to take this, but India certainly looks a little. Does he not have a factory, naval base? He does not have a naval
I
base.
don't have a naval base, and
Gotcha.
I haven't secured it well enough to do that. Notice he's got two mech all lined up in Yunnan to go snag Malaya.
Ah, there we go. Very good.
Hmm. Now, another thing that does end up paying off for me, I forgot it sometimes during the game, but that when I snuck in and took India, it was a risky attack. I got a little bit lucky and took it. Well, that reduces his factory to a minor, and as India starts getting money back, they are constrained to 3 units a turn, and that is significant.
Hmm. Wow. All right. Okay, the Italians end up buying a bomber, transport, and infantry.
Eyes on North Africa.
All right. Okay, so it is so obviously he's wanting to try to move some of these units from Egypt uh to north or east. No.
So he's got a lot of units down there that aren't fighting anybody, so that's also deceptive in the unit count.
Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, it is.
So
Yeah.
the bomber, the carrier, the transport, the two fighters, now there's two transports, are effectively freezing all those fast units there in North Africa.
No kidding. Hmm. Wow. Don't lose London, people. Respect the sea lion.
The complex on Egypt that he built early, and that has been rendered
Useless.
useless.
Useless. Paperweight. All right. Moves into skirmish mode. Small combats.
That's a questionable attack there.
All right. And let's see how you do. 4 versus 2. You miss. Um,
Go
whoa.
Italians!
Whoa. 1v1. Two misses again. Oh my goodness. It's a deep fog rolled in.
It's funny how that.
Russians win. Hmm.
So now the Germans are going to have to do the big brother work.
Like Greece. Okay, and here we go. And success.
But I just look at that. I just threw away my three Italian units, but I guess I had some more. And
Yep, do
a
that.
questionable move. I get lucky on the Russian counterattack, but there is something to be said for having, if you can, have the Italians fight some Russians because the Italians can't attack with the Germans, so they can weaken the Russians for big attacks too. They don't just have to be can openers.
Right, right. Hmm, very good. Plus $17, not taking the NO. For the Med, finally. The the Allies are scratching, clawing their way back. Um, and then we have the Anzacs buying 2 fighters and uh, attack on a sub. Okay. Okay, and here we go. Fog is rolled in again, and the sub goes down. Blah blah
My
blah.
defensive subs have not been doing well.
Yeah, occupational hazard, I think. Samoa and trying to run away. I think trying to save their lives since the fleet is here. Trying to get the
Vaporized.
yep and lost a blockade. Anzac makes $17 still. Okay,
See,
combat
that
move.
fleet battle took down uh two out of two Anzac fighters, so he's rebuilding those
Hmm,
there. He lost two Anzac fighters in a transport in that battle. He lost three American transports.
oops.
It just stranded, that battle stranded about six American units on Australia pretty much permanently. It was a huge deal.
All right, let's start with a so taking a look. I'm trying to imagine the Navy coming back and the American Navy coming back or the Anzac. Um, Having a hard time seeing it. So you have the run of the ocean right now.
And
Um,
his build was in the Atlantic after that destruction. And I'm sitting
Obviously,
there in Alaska sucking away five from him and seven from him and two for
7.
me.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
9.
Huh. That's an unusual defense right there too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm surprised. I
All
mean, I
right.
would think you'd build fast units in California so that you don't have to send a transport up there. You can immediately take it back with a couple of mech.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. Wow. This is
So there's
I
still
like,
5 tanks sitting on the UK.
yeah. I was surprised by that ducking into 92, but there is 3 scrambling fighters there, so oh,
So now I'm trying to figure out a way to, I want to find a chance to bomb those Gibraltar bases because they can't be fixed.
ah, that's right. Huh. Well, yeah, I am. There's a lot of me that sits here and goes, "Wow, this is so tough for the allies," but I also see how it's so tough for the Axis too. So,
Yep. You can't
huh.
have a rich Russia. That's so awful.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Where did we start off with? We're an hour and 15, I think, in.
How you doing
Let's
there?
try. I am okay. Let's press in one more turn, and then when I
I
get
was hoping
tired,
you'd say that.
10 max, 3 artillery, and 1 sub. Still buying Navy. All right. And then again, a lot of this ends up being mostly positioning and skirmish battles, and it takes Finland back, um, and somewhat uneventful. So, and and then non-combats. He's trying to bring some more off of London, drops them in, and then resupply and builds up East Poland. Let's go placing units, and then we'll places in Ukraine. Wow, that might have been your first purchase in Russia. The entire game, 10 mech and one sub, and turn complete is 54, $59. That's the highest you've made, except for, well, you had capture of France, capture of London. So let's take a look. Let me reduce this. Okay, Finland is in your hands again. Sub in
I forgot to move
125.
the AA. That was a little no annoying. There's an AA left on Norway I missed.
I see that. Yeah. Okay, and if we go into territory, we go here, we find that you have 70 units here, another 7 here, another 8 here. So you are getting a lot healthier. He's got 74 here. No fast movers here still. All right, let's see if he changes his tact a little bit. Navy here, really, you have ownership of the North Atlantic still, even though he does project onto 110. Hmm. Well, those planes. Fighter, bomber down here. All right, let's go to see what the Russians do. Russian purchase. 11 infantry, 3 mech, and 3 artillery.
So
Okay.
let's 10, 13, 16, 19. He is also a believer in maxing out production. That's 19 units for
Wow.
17. He's got the
Uh,
he's got the complex in Iraq now, so he is cranking out units.
okay. All right. Well, he's a champion, or he's a very good player, and I am
He's a
not. I'm
good
going to
player.
trust. I'm going to trust his instincts here.
Um,
He's going to skirmish all along the line, and let's see what the combats. I would assume most of those are fairly easy victories. We'll see. I think you said something about Baltic states being a problem for him. Okay, using some. Oh, he's pouncing on those tanks, and it's going to do. Okay, that's 2 hits, and you get 2 hits, and then oh,
I'll take that.
that's a stiff defense right there.
And he couldn't take.
Yeah. Okay, and skirmish win. Russians win. Baltic, and you get the hits. So he fails to take 2 of them. Non-coms, and he is going to spread himself throughout the east and places units. 3 in Volgograd, 3 mech, 3 artillery in
Now he
Iraq.
kind of tipped his hand. You know what he wants to do.
Ah,
He is, yep,
gotcha,
yep,
gotcha. He's going into Turkey.
yep.
Yep. Okay. 10 infantry in. Okay, so he is very good. $4 for war bonds, 35. Spread of communism, 15. And then he does a little bit of um, let's just take a look at where he ended up. Um, okay. So not seeing um, wanting to maximize. So I'm summarizing that he wants to maximize production, and he also wants to make a move. And the answer is attack the neutrals.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
I've got him stopped in Belarus and he's got so much money he can do something else too.
All right. Okay. All right. I see it. It's amazing. Good. Good, good, good.
Yeah, this is a good game.
Yeah. My goodness. $31. So from $31, people, from 30 with the dollar saved, he ends up with 60 $50. $50 as the Russians. Let me take a look at the players right now. I just want to see what the piece count right now is because his piece count must be fantastic. 131 to your German 133. Japanese are down to 80. The Americans are at 61. And the British are at 66 with that can't be right. All right, let's keep going.
The TV's only 200 apart,
Oh yeah, very good.
which is usually what I look at. But I don't know
TUV.
how it's only 200 apart. Yeah. Um,
This is the
we
height
both, for
of
several
the
rounds, I mean,
axis.
throughout this game, we have each felt like we were losing. I don't think I've ever played an Axis and Allies game where both players continually thought they were losing.
Oh, very good. I mean, I can see it. I can see at one. You look at one side and you go, "Oh my goodness!" And you look at the other side and go, "Oh my goodness." Okay, so 3 units for the ground, artillery and 2 tanks, and 3 for the water. Okay, let's do these combat moves as you had some mad success, but it did cost you. Okay, and fight for Java and down in New Guinea. You love to take you fight over those bonuses pretty hard.
Yeah. And
I've
then
always disliked I've always disliked the bonuses, so I I need to pay attention to them more.
that's an airstrike on New Guinea. Um, Killing that man keeps Australia from being able to continue to fight there.
Huh, amazing.
Plus, the
Very
planes
good.
don't have anything else to do.
Right, right. What else you have to do? Of course you're gonna do an airstrike. Huh. All right, let's go take a look at the skirmishes. Um, in Dutch New Guinea. And he gets a hit. Oh
Yeah,
wow. Oh wow. Okay.
gonna
All
have to
right.
transport there again.
Yep.
Transport's probably safe, right? There's the Allies have been destroyed down there.
Yeah. All right.
So
And
restoring order.
that's what they call it. Is that what they call it in Tokyo? Restoring order?
I think that might be what Darth Vader calls it.
Balance to the universe. Oh,
Yep.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Peace and prosperity.
That's right. Okay. And you are looking pretty good this turn. Well, you um hmm, yeah, pretty good after this turn. And then you move everything back and you placing in C zone 6, placing in coin tongue, turn
So
complete,
again,
and you're making $57.62. Go ahead.
you can only place, sorry,
Go ahead.
you can only place 3 units in Hong Kong, so I'm going to place 3 good ones.
Right, right. Still holding on to Malaya, and that 2 mech's gonna have a difficult time, right? And doesn't have
Yep,
planes to
no air
assist.
support.
And now he's got the money islands again, better income, stealing a little bit of money from Eventually stealing some money from New Guinea. At least that I think is your ambition.
Oh yeah.
And, and then Caroline is projecting power over all sorts of places, and got a stranded artillery up here, and still Alaska is held,
Now you
as
look at
well
the
as Michigan.
objectives tab and you're like, now, how do you get the Pacific NO again? Let's see. Well, I gotta take um uh, I gotta take Gilbert and the Solomons. I don't think I'm gonna do that.
No,
That NO, you have to really be dominating to get that one.
right, right. Yep. Hmm. I didn't realize there were so many. BM rules. Okay, BM rules. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no, there's the regular one above it.
Yep, right here. Yep.
No, it's the let's where's that? The second one, right above that.
Yep.
If you
Gilbert,
have
Solomon.
Guam,
Yep.
Wake, Midway, Gilbert, and Solomons.
Woof.
So those are
Big
like
R's.
all five of those are allied islands,
Yeah, yeah,
aren't
yeah.
they?
Yep.
So
Gilbert.
that's some serious conquest.
That is. Hmm. All right. Let's continue on. See how the Americans strike back. Will they build in the Pacific? Oh my goodness. No kidding. Huh.
Well, remember Russia's aiming at Turkey. This is a
Gotcha.
Spain
Oh, I see.
attack.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Hmm. Huh. All right. We finally fight
So
back in
that's why taking
Alaska.
Alaska with Japan is so great. Or the Aleutians. Hardly anybody does it, seems like, but because they don't want to sacrifice a Japan transport, but it is such a deal for the Americans to take it back.
Gotcha.
You
That's
get
good.
one of the
That's a good
transports.
call.
What's that?
That's a good call. I hadn't thought of that.
I like
Seven
doing that.
dollars. Seven
Yep.
dollars right there. Hmm.
And the American transport's going the wrong way. Not
Yeah.
that he could go anywhere else right now.
Right. All right. Let's take a look at the Americans. So three transports there. That's pretty significant even by itself. Huh.
So it's a great move for a number of reasons. And one is that huge army on Gibraltar is stranded unless he takes Spain. So that's a big
Uh,
incentive. I mean, the UK's out of it. They've just got the one transport and they've got four ground units there that he could put to work.
yeah, yeah. Hmm. Wow.
And all the Axis can do is take Switzerland and Sweden.
Right. Hmm. All right. Let me take a look at. Just want to see if the Americans have anything going on down here. Got a sub, and then he chose to. Looks like he chose to spread them out, right? Um, okay. Oh, he brought him back. Okay, so he's got a bit of a navy, not much of a surface navy, more of a sub sub navy. Okay, let's keep going. See how the dominating Chinese do, and see if he continues to skirmish and succeed. All right, battle in Gangsu. I'm assuming he wins most of these. Okay, and then here, and Chinese win. Okay, and non-coms eight infantry. Wow, that's a good amount.
Yeah, but
Shahar,
yeah,
Shahar,
I don't agree with that
Shahar.
at all.
What in the world?
Yunin,
Golly, dude. What are you thinking?
Hui Chao,
Hmm.
I don't know.
Huh. Okay.
spread me out. I don't know, threaten the money up there. But no, I don't think you should do that,
Are.
especially because it can't go north. You can't go into Mongolia.
Hmm. Well, hey, let me just ask you, Oystello, if you're watching this, please write in the comments below. Oops. Um, if you had any sort of, we'd love to know what's going on there. I'm seeing one mobile unit in the north. You obviously, maybe he's thinking 8 here goes to this and then goes to,
You can't go into
uh,
Mongolia.
can't go into Mongolia. That's right. Yeah, I can't think of why that. Okay, all right, let's keep going. All right,
Hmm.
so then he makes $17, $23 still. Okay, and
Yeah.
let's see. So he is, I mean, he is certainly threatening. Well, the British can walk into French Indo. Um, he's he's staying alive for sure, and he's certainly,
He's on the offensive. Yeah.
yeah, he's got a nice front. Even if you hit King C or Anwei or Hunan or King C, he can hit you back. From here, Shahar, he can hit Anwei. He can hit Jayahol back. Down here, he can hit you from in Hunan and Queen C. Maybe he just likes the status quo as it is. That if you're making 23 as the Chinese, you're fairly happy. I mean, that's how.
Oh yeah. You can hardly lose.
Yeah, I mean, status quo. Just keep it up. You, I suppose, just make the tank 1v1 here. I suppose. Okay, all right. Okay,
Plus the
let's
counter. Oh,
keep
well,
going.
Chahar's got the counterattack, so I'm not touching. Yeah, I'm not touching Suyan.
Right. Yep.
Um,
So this does project power over J-hole, Anwei, and Suyon. So yeah, all right. Let's keep going.
sure.
And I have soundboard at my church in the morning, so I got an early morning too. So
Yeah.
and then and then I'm headed to a hunting trip tomorrow night. Well, um, early the next morning in Pennsylvania. So got some driving ahead of me. Should be good though. uh, Hunting with my son in my mom's house. Okay, let's get back up there. And what are the English going to do with their limited and diminishing resources? They are going to go into French Indo, and 2 bombers go to India.
Yeah, party's over.
Party's over.
The British have air
And
support. He had that in mind ever since they were in Erie. I can guarantee you that.
huh, it's amazing. All right.
Those bombers also cause major problems for Japanese can't just transport at will. They've got to protect things or lose transports. And that becomes a bit annoying, but it wasn't too hard to deal with. He still got them though.
So he's obviously being very, has been able to, I'm trying to put this
Yep.
as a, like I said, as a guy who is still in the fight, even though he lost Calcutta once, he lost London and lost his Pacific fleet, and he is still in the fight. I don't think he's lost too many British units in a
No.
while. He is still able to keep um, and support the Chinese as they advance. He has still control over Egypt, despite your growing navy, and is protecting the Russian projection of power over their spread of communism. and he is in some way, shape, and form supporting or is about to support the Americans as they move into Spain. That would sort of be my summary of his British play. All right, and what do the Italians do? The Italians buy a bomber and a mech. All right. They're gonna destroy hurting that base. All right. And are you gonna get this med bonus? I think you are. Okay, and sub and destroyer lost. And here we go. Oh, okay. Okay, so for those not in the know, um, if the Russians go to Sardinia or Sicily, they would get another $3 for the bonus. So imagine if the British had a fleet right now, the Russians would actually be able to continue
Oh,
getting
yeah.
even more money. So let's take a look at the way the Italians
They just
have
have to
used.
survive the German Air Force because the Russians can't get off until after Germany goes.
Right, gotcha. All right. So you do get the med bonus that time. So you're making a good amount of money. $23. Same income as the Chinese. And you are building just a little bit of an Atlantic wall, but also supporting the Germans. So, and you've still got a fleet that's projecting power over all of North Africa. All right, let's see what the Anzacs do. Fighter and 2 infantry. Hmm. And at this point in time, defensive against no
Yeah, like I
transport.
said in the
No
Atom
transport.
game,
Okay.
in that Atom game, Australia is wise a lot of times to keep cranking out 3 units on that complex, looking ahead to Victory City number 6.
Okay. Hmm. All right. Yeah, this is $16. And then the destroyer has made its way around the Horn and joins the fleet in 91. Yeah, it's just it's pretty I mean, normally in a kill Japan first game, which I thought this was for a long time, um, the Anzac can make a nice contribution to and tip the combined fleet scales over to the allies. But in this case, India is not threatened, and China is doing super well. And so, yeah, the best way to help win this game is to build a bastion of strength there and make sure, because it certainly looks like Hawaii is very vulnerable, right? So, want to make sure they can't grab Hawaii and Queensland or New South Wales. Well, that is round 9, and I'm probably um, to head to bed soon, but let's do a flyover and let's just note the skill of these two players that we can have a secure Australia despite a mammoth lead in the shipping with 5 transports, 1, 2, 3, um, 4, 5. And despite this mammoth navy and its ability to go in many different areas, the Chinese and Russians are holding them at bay with a little help, not too much, a little help from the British. And
Yeah,
then,
that's
yep, go ahead.
I think the traditional way, usually you see Japan wins with go snag India early and then go double threaten Hawaii and Australia. You only need one, you win.
Right.
But here with the Union bid that I've never faced before, didn't handle too well at first. Um, and now that I was able to knock out the American Navy, you could be looking at a win where you get Hawaii and then you swing down to Sydney. You don't need India if you get Hawaii and Sydney, and you don't need China. You just have to protect the eastern seaboard there. You
Right.
got two
Right.
cities there. You don't have to conquer China. You can win with Japan without China and without India.
Yep. Yep.
Well, shoot, you better guard California too. That's a victory
That's
city
true.
for six.
That's true. Um, and then over here we have a very static front, but we are about to see some unusual play. Uh, I love it. I love the neutral, getting the neutrals involved. This is if you look at this map comparative to history, the distance between the eastern seaboard and London is actually a little shorter than the distance between eastern United States and Africa. Um, but in this game, uh, 91 and getting to Gibraltar and to Morocco is one move, whereas getting to London is two moves. So this is what I call fixing the map. Um, and it's overcoming an obstacle that you can actually plop those troops right down. That's pretty cool. And I do like the Spanish beachhead idea. And it's going to obviously open up a new front for them to encroach both on France as well as continue to threaten UK, Norway, as well as southern Italy. So cool stuff.
Lot of cool
And
stuff to come.
admirable.
Yeah, that
Yes.
this idea to the way he had the idea and executed the neutral attack was brilliant. Is risky. The the question remains, since the game is not over, um, was there too much emphasis on Europe? After all, the Axis only have to win on one map.
Right. Right. Well, thank you for joining me tonight, Ted. Appreciate it
Thanks
a
for
lot.
having me.
Yeah, yeah. All right, that's Crockett 36. I'm going to stop sharing, and that's going to pop out there. And then we are going to say good night, Gracie. Crockett out.